Hello everybody and welcome to another F1 2020 video. We are back with the League of Speed and this evening we're going to be racing around the Red Bull Ring in Austria. So without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying. We've done a little bit of practice for this race. We've been setting some pretty good consistent lap times in qualifying around a 103.5. So let's see what we can manage as we leave the garage now.
I am stupid. I am stupid.
So that one didn't go very well, but back into the pits, get a new wing. Let's go for a fresh lap. Oh no. We're in the wall. This isn't going well so far for us in qualifying. Let's try again. Oh no. We're not doing very well here. So finally, let's actually get a decent lap in. We have set a banker of a 104.5, which isn't very good at all. I was all over the place. So let's see what we can manage now. We miss the apex a little bit through turn one. We lose about a tenth or two, then being delayed on the power. Into this awkward hairpin. Difficult to get on the power, and as you can see, we go on the power a bit too aggressively. Snap of oversteer. We're already a tenth and a half down. Third corner, that's a little bit better, but we gain a little bit of time, but we're still about a tenth and a half down on our best lap, and that is about a second slower than we've been doing in practice. So we really are struggling to hook it up here. As you can see, we go purple in the middle sector, but we're 2 tenths down, and we're currently sat in P12, so something doesn't quite add up there. Something isn't making sense to me, which sort of almost distracts me a little bit for the rest of the lap. It's a reasonable finish the lap, but we end up being 3.5 tenths down. We go across the finish line, we improve to a 104.6, which doesn't make sense. As we go to a slow motion of coming across the line, you can see we're 3.5 tenths down. Yeah, we go 4 tenths faster. So that doesn't make sense. That's the first indication that something is going a bit silly this evening. And this qualifying has gone so badly, I just decide I'm going to park it in the gravel and give up. I cannot be asked. Well, that is 10th in qualifying overall. That is not good enough whatsoever. Don't know what's going on. We do have somebody with a grid penalty, so that promotes us up to P9. It's going to be a one-stop strategy, softs straight to hards, pit around lap 10. So let's see what we can do. But as you can see, we've got migrating host, and then Mike Taylor leaves the session. And that is, again, another indication something's going wrong with this lobby this evening. I'm not sure what, but let's get to the start. 5 lights, and away we go. It is a pretty reasonable getaway, actually. We don't get the jump on anyone, but nobody gets the jump on us. There's a bit of chaos. So we've got an AlphaTauri goes flying up the inside of turn 1 and takes out a Renault. There's bits of wing everywhere. We lose a couple of places back to 10th place now, but we have survived the first corner, and that is the most important thing. Breaking into turn 2, and the Renault brakes so early, we nearly run into the back of him, but he ends up running into the back of the AlphaTauri. We got the inside, we got a place back again, and then we get the wrong gear coming out of the corner. So this has been an absolute disaster so far, really. But we do have P9. We're holding off the Renault, who dives up the inside. We get the old nice switcheroo on him, and we got the place back once more. So let's start chasing down the guys in front of us. Let's settle down, get our head back in the game, get in the zone again, and let's start chasing down the chaps in front of us. As we have a yellow flag in the middle sector. There's obviously a few incidents further back. This has been an okay first lap when you consider we got the AlphaTauri now dives into the pit, so that promotes us up another place again. So that should be us into P8 now. So we're starting to get there. We're starting to make progress on this one. As we come into this corner, we got Jason, who was ahead of us, has spun it and put it in the barrier. So that's another position again. So that's P7 now, which is ideal for us. So we go to a fast forward now. We are chasing down Broke Gorilla in the Red Bull. As you can see, we have gained quite a bit of time on him already in this half a lap. But now we're sat in his dirty air and we're starting to struggle a little bit more. No DRS yet, but it will be available fairly soon. So hopefully we can get that sorted. We come into the last sector, and Paul Jones, one of the main championship leaders, is in the wall round the last corner. So that is us up another place again. We're into P6 now. So this is starting to come our way. DRS is now enabled as well. So this is going to give us a good chance over the Red Bull. We got DRS, he's going to bring us in line, but all of a sudden we skip up to P5 and then even P4. We come breaking into this corner, broke Gorilla Ghosts, and all of a sudden, coming out the corner, the game thinks we're in P3, and there's obviously connection issues here. We're not really sure what's going on here. Migrating host comes out at the bottom of the screen, and coming into turn 3, or turn 4, I should say, we realise things aren't quite right at this point. There's connection issues. It's not our internet. Our internet is very strong where I am. But what is going on with this game this evening, we don't really know. Let's just try and keep it sensible. We come into the last sector. Yellow flag for no reason whatsoever. Into the last corner, and we get disconnected and kicked out of the game. So we managed to reconnect, but it is 3 laps have gone by. It is now coming on to lap 7 as we manage to retake control of the car. But as we do so, it reconnects us halfway through a corner, which ends up making us run a little bit wide, and we end up getting a track limits warning for that, which was a bit infuriating. And also, we have dropped back down to P10. Our AI control car wasn't doing very well for us. However, it has managed to set a fastest lap of a 50.9, so whatever setup we're running is working. But let's skip ahead to the end of the lap. We've caught the Ferrari of Golden Wolf already. Let's see whether we can make a move. He runs very wide in the second to last corner. We get a nice exit out the last corner. DRS, overtake button on. But we're not going to get this move done. It's very, very tight. Are we going to make a late lunge? Oh, not quite. It's a bit of a squeeze. He runs a little bit wide. Probably should have backed out in hindsight. But we both get a bad run. But we've got DRS once again. Let's try and get this move done once and for all. Into the third corner. This tight hairpin. We managed to outbrake him. Lock up a little bit, but not too bad. And we have got that position. So we're back up into P9 once more. As we fast forward, again, you can see the gap in front of us is 2.8 seconds. So let's see if we can try and close the gap once more. We seem to be pretty strong in the last sector. It seems to be where we are gaining a lot of time over the guys around us. You can see we're coming on to lap 8 now. We've already got the gap down to 2 seconds. They're battling up in front as well, which is going to help us all the while. Our tyres feel pretty good. We were planning to pit on lap 10 and go straight onto the hards, but at this point I'm thinking that actually I might just stretch it and go onto the mediums, because the tyres are feeling really, really good. I don't think when I was being controlled by the AI, I don't think they used so much of the tyres than I normally do. So as we come on to lap 9 now, we are just getting the gap down to about a second, just under a second. We didn't quite get DRS on that occasion, which is a bit of a shame, but we are definitely coming into this fight now. See, we catch him quite a lot under brakes, but we're not very strong coming out of that corner on the traction zone. It's more of a weak area of mine, unfortunately. We try our best. We do have DRS now, which is ideal, and that's only going to help bring us closer to the McLaren. Come around, second to last corner. I do love those 2 corners. You really attack them, and with these cars, they've just got so much downforce. It feels absolutely amazing. Let's get a nice run through turn 1. DRS. We use a bit of our overtake as well, and we're going to get this move done into the next corner, I think. Yes, we are. Nice and easy on the brake, and that's another position. We're back up into P8. All this time we've been trying to save a bit of our ERS, because while the AI was controlling our car once I got disconnected, unfortunately the AI decided to use an awful lot of battery, so I ended up jumping back in with only about 20%, which was really annoying. However, we managed to save a bit of it back. The pace feels pretty good. Let's start this recovery drive from now. And again, guys in front of us having a bit of a battle, as you can see, which is helping bring us into the mix. We're just a second now. Not quite got DRS there, but now we have DRS coming into lap 11 down the back straight, and this is going to drag us in to this fight. They have penalties, but I want to get this move done and try and see if I can keep touch with the leaders out in front. Let's see, we're much quicker than the AlphaTauri through that fast left-hander. We're all over the back of him now. Into the last corner. DRS, let's put it up in Rich. Not going to go for the move yet. He's got quite a nice run actually out of the last corner. So let's see if we can get this move done now after turn 1. He runs a little bit wide on the curb, which compromises him. He's got DRS as well, but so do we. We got DRS. We got far more battery than him. We use all of it coming up the hill into turn 3. He's dives us up the inside back again and cuts us off, which is rather annoying. Feel like he could have left us a bit more space in the end, but let's catch him back up again and try and get this move done. We'll get snap of oversteer then coming out of turn 4 through the last sector where we know we're very quick. So far this race has been a bit topsy-turvy. It's very difficult to try and get yourself into the zone when it's been like this. Jeff reckons we should pit this lap, but I'm going to stretch it. I'm feeling pretty good on these tyres. We both run wide out of turn 1, him so more than myself. Let's see what we can do. We've got DRS. Is there a move on up the inside? No, there isn't. We're a bit too far back, but it's pressured him into making a mistake. He's braked a bit too late, run wide, and that's going to allow us a better exit coming onto this back straight. DRS, let's use all of our battery now. We're catching on him, we're gaining on him. We're going to make a move up to the inside, outbrake him, and we have got this position done. That is very nice indeed. He's going to have a little look back at us though. He's still on our right hand side, still trying to fight this one out, but we've got the inside line. He runs wide in the next corner, and we've got this position done finally. Let's try and pull a gap on him now and catch up with Thomas in the Williams, who's only 1.8 seconds up the road. We go on to lap 14 now of the race. It's a long race because it's such short laps here. As you can see on the time delta on the top left, we're catching on Thomas already. It was 1.6 seconds, but this is going to be a bit harder to catch him and overtake him. But we do have the safety car has just come out. I was planning to stay out for another lap or even 2 possibly and stretch it and go on the mediums, but this is too good an opportunity to miss as both of the guys in front of me decide exactly the same. Let's get into the pit lane and get some fresh tyres on. Mediums should last us to the end of the race now. It's going to be a bit of a stretch, but we do have the safety car going to be out for at least a couple of laps, so that will help keep us in the game by the last few laps. As we exit the pits, we come back out in 7th place, so we've not really lost that much at all. Finished that next lap, and a couple of guys that overtook us when we were in the pits have decided to pit as well, so we get them both back again, and we're back up into P5 where we were before the safety car, which is absolutely phenomenal. So this is a really good recovery drive, everything considered so far. End of lap 17 now. We'll nearly get rear-ended there by an AlphaTauri who misses his braking point. That would have been a bit unfortunate. Safety car's in, and we are back racing once again. We were caught napping on the restart. Very slow restart indeed. We nearly lost a second to Thomas and the Williams up ahead, but we've gapped the chap behind us by 2.5 seconds, so he was caught napping even more so than ourselves. There is unfortunately quite a bit of lap traffic that is ahead, as you can see. Disconnected cars or people that haven't entered in this race, so they're all AI controlled. They do ghost, but as you can see, it's incredibly off-putting when you're trying to get past them. Unfortunately, we get past the Renault. The Ferrari's pretty poor in a straight line. Very good replication of the actual 2020 Ferrari there, which is ideal. Get to the end of the lap, and Broke Gorilla on his soft compound tyres has put it in the barrier. He is now taken his front wing off, and I believe he retires not long after. He would have had to pit again anyway, So we would have gained that position at some point. However, he's just taken himself out of the race for us, and we're now up to P4. Lap 20, and the safety car has come out yet again. I'm not entirely sure what this is for, because we can't see anything on the track map, but it wasn't a very long one. End of lap 22 now. Safety car is coming in this lap. We still have no corner cutting penalties, which for Austria is very good. We have a 3-second penalty for the chap in front of us, and I believe Harry in the lead. Oh, as we nearly run into the back of the Williams, everyone sort of accelerates a little, then brakes. Yeah, the Williams in front has 3 seconds, and I believe Harry in the lead has 3-second time penalty as well. But we're back racing again, and we get a much better restart. We're within 4/10 of Thomas ahead of us, but we do have Jason in the Mercedes behind us, who's looking extremely menacing, and is only 3/4 behind us as well. So we're going to have to simultaneously attack while defending, but our straight line speed doesn't seem as good as the Williams ahead of me. We get it a little bit wrong coming out of that hairpin. We don't get a great drive, but we managed to keep the position on Jason, which is okay. But as you can see, he dips into our slipstream, and he's going to have a look up the inside. We take the wide line. We get the old switcheroo done on him, get a better traction coming out this corner, get our battery into overtake, and we've got the position back. But he's going to have a look up the inside. We run a bit wide, and I think we're going to have to concede this position to him. That's very unfortunate. There was some really good racing there. However, we have lost the position. Fair play to him for getting past very fairly, and I did enjoy that racing. But all of a sudden, safety car comes out again. No incidents on track. Not really sure what's going on, and we're starting to wonder at this point. There's an issue with the game that keeps bringing the safety car out all the time. Very, very quick safety car. End of that 26 is back in again. So let's get racing once again. We're not entirely sure how long for, but let's see what we can do within a lap or two before we're pretty sure the safety car is going to come out again. But all of a sudden we have now racing points all over the back of us. We go defensive into turn 1, get a bit of oversteer on the exit, and we are under attack from both the racing points behind us, who are looking very menacing indeed at this point. Lock up a little bit into the hairpin. We get a nice drive though off of that corner, and that helps us keep the position. But how long for? We're feeling very, very vulnerable at this point. Jason's having a look at the Williams ahead of us. He's much slower than the both of us at this point. I'm having to defend from guys that are faster than me behind, and it's costing me time. And I'm wanting to attack back on the guys in front, but as you can see, he's holding me up. I don't want to attack Jason because he's trying to attack the Williams in front of him. It's just a really difficult, high-pressure scenario, which is very unfortunate.
The safety car is out. The safety car
but all of a sudden, safety car is out again. So, we'll do another couple of laps under safety car, and coming on to the end of lap 29. Let's go racing again and see how long for, shall we? It's only going to be a lap or two, so if we want to get any moves done, it's going to have to be within a lap or two. Back on the line, we've got a reasonable restart. Not great compared to those in front, but behind we have another car. We have Ian, who is on fresh soft compound tyres, and he's looking very menacing indeed. He manages to overtake the racing point behind me. As we can see, both the Mercedes and the Williams going side by side through turn 2. That's absolutely brilliant racing from the two of them. So I'm going to hope that Jason gets this move done now, as we have the best seat in the house while watching this, because if we can't get past soon, we're going to be under attack by Ian from behind us very shortly. Still side by side, both the Mercedes and the Williams. This is cracking racing, and I'm really enjoying watching it. Jason gets the move done. It slows the Williams down, but we're going to have a look on the outside. Is there a move doing? I don't think there is. No, there isn't, and safety car is out once more.
This is the worst thing I've seen ever.
Pretty much is absolutely the worst thing ever. I can tell you now, watching it back, this is the last safety car that happens. There is no more. So it's going to be, as we exit lap 32. We're going to get back racing again. Harry goes very, very early, and we're caught napping once more. It's not been very good for us. But the last few laps of this race is going to be a straight battle. No more safety cars. Let's go for it and see what we can manage.
Okay, clear.
Green flags, not a great restart. As I say, we're going to a bit of a fast forward here, but we've got Ian behind us on those soft compound tyres, looking very menacing indeed. You can see he's getting so much better, or so much more grip than me, and it's only going to be a matter of time before he starts attacking me. As you can see, he's right behind me now, and we're starting to feel a bit vulnerable and having to go defensive as well. And that is slowly losing us time to Thomas and the Williams ahead, who we were quicker than. But all of a sudden, with this defensive driving, we've got our eyes all over our rear view mirror, and we run wide and finally get ourselves a 3-second time penalty at the end of lap 34. Rather frustrating, but it's the way it is. The guys in front of us, we've got Thomas is on 8 seconds worth of penalties and Jason on 6 seconds, I believe. So we've got the Alfa Romeos all over the back of us now, coming into turn 3 there. So if we can keep up with these guys, we're still going to get second place in this race. But Alfa Romeo is going to have a look back. We might lose this position though as well. We managed to hold on, going very defensively. You can see how much more grip coming out of the corners he's got, and it's leaving us very, very vulnerable. And now we've dropped back to about 1.3 seconds to Thomas in front of us, and DRS is going to be enabled very soon, which is going to leave us as a sitting duck because Thomas has DRS on Jason ahead. He's close enough, so it's keeping him in touch. I don't have DRS on Thomas, so I'm going to be very slow in a straight line. However, lap 35, we get a little bit of a break because the Racing Point gets a nice run at the Alfa Romeo, who gets it all out of shape, coming out of their hairpin, and has lost that position. And that gives us the well-deserved break that we need so we can start trying to catch Thomas once again. We make some great inroads. It's 1.5 seconds to him ahead, but we make great inroads through the middle and last sector, and we have just got that under a second, as you can see, and we got DRS along the start finish straight. But we are on the last lap of the race right now, and time is running out. I don't think we're going to get this position as we go through turn 1. We don't get a great run, and we have lost DRS once more because it was just hovering on that 1 second mark. And I think that's going to be it for us in this race. As I said, we just need to keep with them, and second place is ours, thanks to the corner cutting penalties that both Jason and Thomas have. As we lose the back end a little bit, the tyres are starting to go off. Just all this through these heat cycles of cooling down and heating them up with the safety cars. It's been very, very difficult. Fair play to everyone involved in the race, because it's not easy to go through a safety car period and keep your tyres up to temperature and do a restart, and we've had to do it time after time. As we come through second to last corner, now into the last corner. Let's not throw it away with another corner cutting penalty. Harry comes across the line first. We're going to come across fourth, which is going to promote us to second, but we are promoted to first all of a sudden, and 18 seconds in the lead, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Oh my God! What did you do? What did you do? You do it! You do it!
So yeah, race win. There we go. Not really a legitimate race win. The results will be adjusted afterwards. We will be finishing in second place on this race, so that's not quite accurate. But there we go. What a exciting and dramatic race. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye-bye.